Hello, folks, and welcome inside Chiller Easton as we have reached the ACHA Division II Women's National Division II Semifinals. I'm Thomas Biondo. I'll be joined shortly by Matt Coma as we are ready to bring you this game between the Lakehead University Thunderwolves and the Bishops University Gators. This is semifinal game 1 of 2. We will have the second one coming up shortly after this one, but first, let's go and turn it over to the public address announcer for the introductions of the starting lineups and the national anthem.
National Championship Tournament, hosted by the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. This is public address announcer Jace Burns. This semifinal game today features on the visiting bench the number 2 ranked team from the East region, the Bishops University Gators. And on the home team bench, the number 1 ranked team from the West region, the Lakehead University Thunderwolves. First, let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting team bench, the Bishops University Gators. On right defense, a freshman from Sherbrooke, Quebec, number 19, Jessica. At left defense, a senior from Montreal, Quebec, number 4, Karina DiTomaso. At right wing, a sophomore from Markham, Ontario, number 6, Stephanie Cunningham. At left wing, a junior from Louisville, Ontario, Kayla Lattuso. At center, a freshman from Saint-Agathe-des-Monts, number 12, Ariane Chouret. And in net, a sophomore from Montreal, Quebec, number 30, Jessica Caputo. Head coach of the Gators is Tom Brady, general manager, Stephanie Thomas. And now the starting lineup for the home team bench, the Lakehead University Thunderwolves. At right defense, a freshman from Thunder Bay, Ontario, number 21, Julia Ciliano. At left defense, a sophomore from Red Lake, Ontario, number 18, Sarah Oates. At right wing, a senior from Thunder Bay, Ontario, number 8, Asia Fox. At left wing, a freshman from Thunder Bay, Ontario, number 10, Amanda Page. At center, a junior from Thunder Bay, Ontario, number 9, Allison Page. And in net, a sophomore from Thunder Bay, Ontario, number 30, Megan Williams. Head coach of the Thunderwolves is Dan Beller. Assistant coach Mike Friday and Joey Zubik, manager Leah Vanderway and Elizabeth Vanderway, and trainers between the Ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise and kindly remove all match to the right at the start of the event.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so happy to have you join us again. I'm Thomas Piano, joined by Matt Coma. And Matt, this is the first of our two national semifinal games here. What do you expect to see from these two squads?
I expect a lot of offense out of these two squads. You see these two teams pretty dominant in their pools. Getting to this national championship semifinal between these two squads, I expect a lot of offense. I expect great goaltending as well. Neither of these teams give up a whole lot of goals. There's maybe just one goal against the Montclair State in the first game, and then just, I believe 4 against Buffalo for Lakehead. And on the flip side, Bishop's a couple of tight contests, a 2-1 affair, and another one-goal contest as well. So I expect a lot of defense, a lot of high-powered offense, and expect a great matchup between two Canadian teams here in this one, Thomas.
Yeah, Bishop's University was 3-0 in their pool. They got all 6 possible points. They had 11 goals for and only 2 goals against. Meanwhile, for the squad from Lakehead University, as you mentioned, they also very impressive over the course of their league play too, or over the course of their pool play, I beg your pardon, and that is how they helped themselves advance here to the national semifinal. Two teams come to center ice, and we are underway in national semifinal game 1. The opening draw is going to be won and sent on in by the Gators. They play it on around to the far side corner. Puck's going to squirt free, and a shot on. That was blocked before it could get through. In a second, it scores! Just that quickly. 1-0 our score. Adriana Charette.
Well, I mentioned we were going to see high-powered offense. You can't get more high-powered than that, Thomas. 14 seconds in, the Gators have the first goal. Excellent movement in the offensive zone by the Gators. Just testing the goalie early, and it finds the back of the net.
Yeah, it looked like a rebound opportunity that they were able to finish, and it ends up making it a 1-0 game in favor of the Bishop's University squad, on a great way to start. Is there anybody way to start a game with a goal 13 seconds in?
With a spot on the title on the line here, there's no better way to start this contest.
We get right back to it, though. Bishop's looks to keep it in. They cannot, and it's going to be controlled now by the Thunderwolves, looking to ramp it around the near side boards. It doesn't have enough to get out. Puck's going to be laid on back in deep and canceling out there. Burke in there doing some damage, or check that might be 9, Latuzel. It comes around to the far side short boards, looking to squeeze up the wall further. It's turned over and a shot, and that got the boards, and we were that close to a 2-0 lead. Puck, they reverse flow, trying to get it in deeper. Good job here on a read by Belanger to apply the pressure. She tried to get the cycle going to Armand. That didn't work, and the puck's going to come out to center. And Lakehead University needs to get the wake-up call going here, as they have been under attack through the first minute.
Yeah, just unrelenting. I don't think they've seen a team like this Gator squad in this tournament so far, but you saw Boston College kind of jump out on them early in that first game yesterday, that ipso facto quarterfinal to get to this spot, and you saw Lakehead answer back. I expect the same thing out of them today.
Lakehead tried to gain the line there, and Farrell-Nickel ran out of real estate, so now it's just going to be shot in by Michelle Carlson. It's going to be teed up back behind the cage, where Caputo's going to play it around, and it will end up carrying out to center ice. 1-0 our score, 18:24 to go in the first period. So happy you could join us here on the ACHA network, powered by YouTube. Thomas Piano, Matt Coma here in national semifinal game 1 of 2 for the Division II women's hockey. As that's going to be played on back defensively and swept back even further. It's going to be swept up the near side boards, and it's going to end up being swept a little too high. It's going to end up out of play with 8:07 to go here in the first period.
Well, you got to like the start if you're a Bishop's University fan, just coming flying out of the gates there, getting that early goal, getting that early tip, and just pressuring that Lakehead defense right off the get-go, not letting the Thunderwolves set the tone like they like to do in these contests. And you got to like it if you're a Gators fan. For Lakehead, there's still tons of time. You're only 2 minutes in. Got to settle things down and get right back after it.
Yeah, that's the main point there, is just stay calm. Got a lot of hockey left to be played. Meanwhile, puck's going to squirt out of the zone now, and it's carried ahead by Bishop's University. And just jumping it deep was McCullough, looking to get her mates off for a line change. Trying to clear the zone, and they will. Good job here by the Thunderwolves to get it up the right wing side. Looking to cut on through was Desimone, and she puts it in further. It's teed up by Caputo into the glove of number 6, Desimone. Now on the left wing side, looking to rush on into it is going to be number 12, Wilcox. She'll gain the line, look to get deep, all the way around. Throws the brakes on. Or excuse me, that was actually Charette looking at the wrong roster there. I beg your pardon. Charette was the one taking it in. Pinching up the wall now is going to be Di Tommaso. Now we go the other way as it's cleared to the line and out, but quickly spiked back in by Charette. Long stretch pass there. Didn't find the mark, but it wasn't an icing as it caromed off the skate of a Gators player, and it's going to end up being brought and chipped back in now. All Gators here in the early going. They gain the control behind the net. They wanted to center. Belanger will go on down low to help out, but it's stolen there on a lead feed, caught in the skates of the player number 15 in white, Verheyen, and she's just got to have it spiked back in away from her. To the short boards, and then flipped up and out of play into the bench, and we will get a whistle and a face-off here with 16:40 to go in the opening stanza. So far, only the one shot credited, but it is a shot that has led to the only goal.
And it's been all Gators here so far in this one, Thomas. Not allowing Lakehead any offensive pressure. They had the offensive draw, but that was only for about 10 seconds, and then it came back the other way. Bishop's not allowing Lakehead to do what they want to do, and that's control this puck.
They move it out front, and a great shot and a nice save. The first one of the game credited down for Lakehead University.
Still tons of time, though, Thomas. You can't panic just yet. You're down 1-0 early. We've seen many times in this tournament already teams scoring in the first probably 20 seconds or so, but you see the teams that were the resilient ones be able to come back and string a couple of unanswered goals throughout the contest.
Yeah, because as you said, man, still plenty of time. We're only about 4 minutes into this one as a lead feed is going to be deflected on down. A good tie up there, and the Bishops are going to be able to, Bishops University, I should say, going to be able to clear it back up the wall, not out. Throw a puck through to the middle, a chance to save the rebounds, loose out of the cage, and they score! Let's tie it up at 1, less than 4 minutes in.
That's exactly what we were talking about, Thomas. You can't rush it. You got to take your opportunities when you can. Lakehead doing a great job getting to the center of the zone. Credit to the Bishop tender, able to get the first save, but it kicks right out to a Thunderwolf. And unfortunately for the Gators, it's a tie hockey game for Lakehead. That's exactly what you wanted. They're right back in this contest.
Yeah, looking forward to it here as these two teams are, I should say Lakehead had 28 goals. Now granted, 17 of those came against Montclair State, but they know they can score them.
Expect nothing less here, Thomas. I expect an end-to-end affair here. Both these teams have the ability to score and score often.
It sounded like they gave the goal to number 6 Cunningham for Bishops. Bishops University, we'll have to hold on to that and see if we can get that official goal call. But anyway you cut it, with the Cunningham goal, we are now tied up at 1 apiece. And now it is the Bishops chipping it into the zone as they will look for more. It's behind the net with a little time and space is Nichols. She's going to play it around. It's turned over. Look out. Loose shot in the middle. They don't get it snapped off, but still control held. Belanger put it on, and a good stop coming over to make the play there was the netminder for Lakehead University. Lakehead's going with Seeley tonight. They've switched off here. Bevilacqua's got played 2. This is the second game of the tournament for Seeley. That puck's going to be played back in and around the kick plate as it was grabbed by McCullough and just shot in further. It gets as far as the far side short boards but can't get out. Lakehead University going to try the other way as they tap one off the backboards. Looking to make a play on it here is Voss. It comes out to center and it's pushed down further. That was by Allison Pages. Good follow-up here as they keep the puck at center ice. And then it's soccered on in further by Amanda Pages, and Amanda's going to be able to pull it out. Pages a drive, and that shot hits something on the way through and ends up coming off to the near side corner. Back the other way comes the Gators. They will come up, 4 of them across the line, 4-on-4. A little bit of speed wide by McCullough. She'll look to dip the shoulder and get in. Carries it down below the red line, but kind of stumbled there, and that's going to allow the Thunderwolves an opportunity to clear it. Chipped off the near side boards. It's going to have enough to get out to center ice, where it's going to be pounced on and grabbed and brought right back in by Breer. Breer moving in. There is a rising shot. And that will be gloved off and held by the netminder Seeley.
Always good for your program when you can rotate goaltenders like Lakehead's been doing. Seeley getting the nod, as you mentioned, for her second start of this tournament, just going back and forth for the Thunderwolves. When you have 2 solid netminders, that you have no problem switching goaltenders when you're in a national semifinal. That's a good thing to have if you're a head coach.
No, you're exactly right. When you can trust both your netminders, and that can be a big thing down the stretch in a game where you have 2 goaltenders that are fresh. You know, this is going to be the 3rd game, or actually I should say the 4th game in as many days for Actually, we actually have seen it both ways. I believe we've seen both Veronica Todd and Jessica Caputo on the other end. So both of these teams should have fresh netminders here.
That's a sign of a great team. That's no wonder these 2 teams are in this national semifinal. Goaltending wins championships. You've seen it from from Pee-wees all the way up to the Stanley Cup, you see goaltending is a key factor if you're going to make a deep title run, and both these teams have great goaltending.
And now they will to get to the offensive. A chance of the rebound was stabbed at. Michelle Carlson had the first opportunity and then was able to follow up with a good second chance. But up to the task there was the netminder Caputo for Bishop's University. And let's also talk a little bit during the regular season, actually. Lakehead State did use both Sealy and Bevilacqua. Bevilacqua played 11 games. Sealy got in 7 games. And then on the other hand, when you look at Todd and Caputo, Todd played 10 and Caputo played 8. So this is nothing new for them. You might as well keep rotating because that's what it looks like you've done all year.
Yeah, don't stick with what works for you.
Meanwhile, back on, we get a foot race back on down into the offensive end for the Gators. They will look to try to chase it down into the far side corner. Good little force there as trying to make the play on the far side corner with Charette. It's going to come up to the middle and now be carried on back the other way. Could be a 2-on-1 forming. It's Allison Pages moving in. Backhand shot. High and wide. I think she might have been looking for a tip on the backside by, I believe that was 17, Hannah Armstrong. Now into the middle, a shot, and that hit a leg and ricochets off to the near side corner. Good job pinching down the line and keeping it in there by Ciliano. Bishop's able to maintain control, though, and the University gets it out, and it's fired right back in by Ciliano, but it's going to end up hitting a leg and being an offside call with 13 exactly to go here in the opening period, and we've got 1 goal apiece.
You know what's impressed me so far here in this contest, Thomas, is watching Lakehead pass that puck in the offensive zone, able to just kind of go around and just kind of move that puck around, get into the scoring opportunities. Credit the Bishop's defense, able to cut off those scoring lanes right down at the bottom of the slot. But you got to admire what Lakehead's doing, just that precision passing that you see out of the Thunderwolves, especially in the offensive zone.
Yeah, the Thunderwolves have been very good. Yes, they did get the 17-goal games, but in the other 2 games they played, I believe they had a 5-goal game and a 6-goal game. So it wasn't just a fluke that they had the one big scoring game and 2 others. They've been good throughout this entire tournament.
No, absolutely. And the Thunderwolves, they will relentlessly attack that cage. It's only a matter of time before goals go in. That's where the goaltending has to come through for Bishops. If Caputo can stand tall, the Gators have a great chance to win this contest.
It's going to be swept out to center ice, as you are right about that. To the near side, looking to get it deep with Ciliano, and it will end up getting deep as it's pushed down further by Allison Pages. Pages will give chase with it down below the goal line. Never really had its way in front. That might have been actually 8 Voss. Actually, Voss is roaming around in the slot. She's listed as a defenseman, but in this tournament, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points.
Yeah, she's the one of the dangerous, probably player of the tournament nominee as well, ACHA Voss. She's listed as a defenseman, but don't be surprised to find her in scoring opportunities. She's been in many so far, and I expect a couple more here in this game.
They move in, and a shot and a save was made. Number 15 let it go. That is Kaylee Verheyen. And really, it's defenseman is the position listed, or defensewoman is the position listed, but almost like a rover is more like it, where she's kind of all over the ice no matter where they're following the puck around.
Yeah, I remember you and I calling a Lindenwood game out here at Chiller Easton in the men's Division I tournament. We saw so many of those defensemen coming out and making plays offensively. That's exactly what Asia Voss does for this Lakehead squad, getting in those scoring areas and making it count once you can.
Although on this opportunity, the Gators are going to get it to the line. They don't get it out, though. It is held in and thrown back deeper by, I believe that was Sawyer that got a stick on it last. It's going to be fired around again by the Gators as they do battle along the near side hash marks. A little bit of a bump there. Referee deems it legal, so we play on just inside the blue line. 2 aside, digging away at it, and it's going to squirt its way back out to center ice. Turning with it there on a wide turn to Charette. She goes rink wide, and now they send it right up through the middle. They try to one-time it in deep. Didn't really get as much on it as she wanted to, did Nickel, but now it'll be sent in. And the Gators have to come over to the near side to pick it up. It's dug off the wall by Sawyer. Tried to dump it to the middle. That didn't connect. Good job grabbing it by Desmone. Desmone, she's been a big shooter in this game, in this tournament. 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points. Circling behind the net. Oh, a stick lifted allows Lakehead University to maintain possession. There's a shot, and that got redirected side of the cage. It might have been going wide, but it nearly got redirected towards the goal line. It stays out, though, and going to work again, Lakehead University. And now it's going to be tipped out to center ice, and chasing it back will be Wilcox. They toss it up the board and move it right back into Carlson. She'll chip it on in. It's played back by Carlson as she tried to slow it up along the wall. It's scooped up the boards to Latuzal, and now played on further by Cunningham. Cunningham, inside-outside move. She's going to drop it on off. Good read by Latuzal. She now dips down below. Sharp angle shot save, and the rebound is loose at the foot of the crease. They bang away at it. Look out here, and it's cleared to the near side corner. Follow-up comes by way of Carlson, who's just going to smack it around the far side boards. Lattuzo will come in and help. And it's Flaherty, I believe, that was knocked down, trying to clear it out further for the Thunderwolves. She didn't, but she did move it along, and now the clear out comes on a long bomb pass. A 1-on-2 opportunity, a nice little toe drag. They move in again, and that shot ends up getting blocked, but not for a lack of creativity on the move to the front of the net.
Yeah, good stick movement on both sides. A good toe drag over here on the near side for Bishops. They get that opportunity down low that gets blocked, and then now coming back the other way, Lakehead able to get an opportunity as well. Just that nice little toe drag gets by that defender, but Caputo up to the task, able to shut that one down.
We are exactly at the 10-minute mark, halfway through the period, so next whistle should get us to a timeout here, and that might be very well it. As falling down at the line trying to keep it in was Armand. The referees see it, and the referees will call it. So we're going to go ahead and step aside. 9:53 to go, period number 1. We're all locked up at 1.
The 2018 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Aries Sportswear, the official merchandise sponsor of the ACHA. Howie's Hockey Tape, the official hockey tape of the ACHA. And by the Three-Legged Mare, located right in the heart of downtown Columbus.
And we are back inside Chiller Easton here. The ACHA Division II Women's National Tournament, all American teams have also been announced. And we want to credit the players playing in today's game. ACHA Voss was the All-American second team member from Lakehead. So good work for her, and we're going to see some others from Minot State in the next game. But ACHA Voss from Lakehead looks like she was the only one. Coach Dan Calvert, Coach of the Year, also from Lakehead University. So a credit to that program here for having two people, I guess would be the most politically correct way to say it, in the All-American squads.
Yeah, congratulations to Coach Calvert. A little bit of shock and surprise when he was named the Coach of the Year on the bench yesterday. Good to see Coach Calvert getting that nod, and I'm sure him and his squad of ladies, I'm sure they're pretty proud of their coach as they get here this far, trying to defend that national championship from a year ago.
Yeah, this is a team that went 14-3-4 during the regular season, only gave up 26 goals in those games, and now it's a break back though for Lakehead, and a good back check there to not let that get on, and then a shot that did get on was kicked away before it ever found its way to the netminder. Nice collapsing defense here by the Bishops University Gators. They are in purple jerseys with the white trim. Meanwhile, the Lakehead University Thunderwolves, I beg your pardon, almost a St. Louis Blues jersey, kind of a blue trim on a white jersey with some yellow or gold lining on it. Puck to the point. That shot, it was actually a slap pass that's going to come out the other side. Stepping on in and flipping it on further is going to be number 21, Siciliano, keeping the pressure on. Now it gets to the far side short boards where Armand wants to play it out, and it will be chipped up the ice and down the ice. No icing here. Is coming back to get it will be Siciliano. She will wrap her net and look for a long bomb pass. It connected on a good outlet, and it's going to be tipped down further by Verheyen. That's going to be played around the far side boards as the Gators can't get it out. Now they kind of bull in a china shop their way through, but Ventura-Lett couldn't kick it out. With room on the near side. Puck up in the air as Burt couldn't knife it down. Now they play it to the middle. That got deflected and didn't get out to center off the stick of Ventura-Lett. Fired through the lip of the crease here by Lakehead University. Bishop University struck first, but really since then, Lakehead's really kind of carried the play here.
Yep, it only took a matter of time. It's the same thing we saw yesterday against Boston College. Just took them a couple of shifts, just kind of just settle things down. Bishops was able to attack early and often get that early goal, but it's Lakehead that's had the momentum here so far.
Long shot on is going to be saved and held off as we will get a whistle here with 7 minutes and 44 seconds to go. Score 1-1. Shots on goal 9 for Lakehead University, 6 for Bishops University.
I'll tell you what, I love both of these teams are doing here over the course of the last couple of days. Two of the dominant teams in this tournament taking on each other, and it's been a fantastic showing here so far.
Yeah, well, this is the East Region number 2 seed in Bishops University versus the West Region's number 1 seed in Lakehead. There's a drop pass as they bring it over the line. Charette looking to carry it on through, and she got canceled out. Puck's going to be slapped off the boards, and it's going to hit a stanchion and stay in. And now a penalty is upcoming, and this is going to lead to a Bishop's University power play. A tripping call will send a player off, and I believe that it was number, see if that was number, was that 8 Voss that's going off?
It looks like number 12.
Yep, number 12, so it's going to be Wilcox going off for tripping.
And just a ticky-tack penalty. It's not a ticky-tack penalty, though. It's just kind of taking a hack at the puck there. And instead of getting the puck, you get the legs. And unfortunately, it's a penalty that's going to be assessed to Lakehead. On the flip side for Bishops, this is exactly what you wanted. You've had the momentum kind of swing back in the Lakehead's favor. Now a chance to kind of put that momentum back on your side, get a power play goal here.
Let's see if they can do just that. The Bishops power play has worked at 60% during the course of this tournament.
That's impressive.
But neither of these teams in this tournament so far have yielded a power play goal, so something's got to give here. Winding up here will be the Gators. A little drop on back as they carry on through the Columbus Blue Jackets logo at center ice. Now carrying it all the way wide into the near side zone was McCullough. She hands it on back. Latuzel now steps into one that was blocked and just slapped back over to the near side boards. Latuzel will retreat and get it on back straight away. They try to hand it on back. No, a little fake, and that shot ended up going wide. That was off the stick of number 18 in purple, McCullough. McCullough looks to get to the far side boards. That's thrown through the lip of the crease, and Latuzel will come down the wall and keep it in. She makes a spin move and then falls down, pushed down to the ice, but quick retrieval here, and the Gators will set it up again. McCullough didn't like the far side, tried the near side. Latuzel, a shot, screen shot, and that redirected just wide. Good looking opportunity there with 6 to go in the period. Coming down the wall again, Latuzel. She's a forward that's kind of playing a point position, but she's been very helpful. That centering pass was knocked down by Voss, cleared to the line, and just unable to keep it in was number 18, McCullough, who will now have to reload at center. And now there's a pass over for Latuzel that got blocked away, and it's going to be slid in wide, and a good job there by Farrah Nickel.
Yeah, good job by Nickel getting a stick in that passing lane, able to send it all the way down. But excellent passing from Bishops on that power play, able to set that up in the zone, get a lot of traffic out in front. Almost had that tip shot that went just wide.
They regained the zone relatively easily. Now they look to force the play. It's only got 6 to go in the man advantage. Latuzel will come up the wall and try to force it on a little bit further. It ends up going down below the goal line with time and space. Now they got a player coming out of the box. Look out here, nearly a 2-on-1 with the player coming fresh. It was deflected, so no icing, but Gauthier is forced back in deep. She's going to stab it up the far side wall. That's going to give Belanger an opportunity. Rolled too far for her to handle. Now they move it in. Back to the point. That shot ends up going wide off the stick of Belanger. Or excuse me, that was off the stick of Ciliano, I beg your pardon. Puck now, far side corner. They move side of the cage, and a rebound, they score! And it's a 2-1 lead as Lakehead University has jumped on top for the first time.
And that just goes to show persistence in the offensive zone, Thomas. They didn't have the puck necessarily, but just getting, I didn't get the chance to see what number got it, but just a poke check, and it leads up to a scoring opportunity, able to just chip it by Caputo. And just like that, Lakehead has their first lead of the afternoon. Excellent job on the forecheck by the Thunderwolves.
Yeah, that play kind of came out of nowhere, but they're going to give it to number 5 for the Thunderwolves, and that is Sawyer, her 3rd goal of the tournament. And it looks like they also give Desmoni an assist. That will be her 6th of the tournament. So Sawyer's goal, as we mentioned, her 3rd of the tournament, and a total of 5 points. Well, Desmoni's assist will be her 6th assist and 9th point of the tournament. Now Bishops University and the Gators, they look to get back to it. That pass kind of handcuffed number 12, Wilcox, who's got to retreat for it. It comes up to the near side boards, got as far as the top of the circle, couldn't get any further. That's backhanded to the line, and it's now going to be cleared away. Could be numbers back the other way. Sawyer's going to gain the line, try to drag on through. She does, and a chance and a save was made, but it's about to lead to a power play opportunity as Sawyer was dumped, and now it's going to be touched up by McGovern, and a tripping call will be the call, and a power play with a 1-goal lead about to happen here for Lakehead University.
Yeah, Sawyer, you saw her on the last opportunity get that goal by that aggressive forecheck. Same thing happens on that shift as she just aggressively goes to the front of the net. Nothing the Gators can do but kind of slow her down and upend her. That's a penalty. That's a good penalty if you're Bishop's University. You deny that scoring opportunity. And you mentioned no power play goals allowed from either of these teams. When you get in situations like that, that's when those penalties are kind of good to take, but you got to still weather the storm here as Lakehead can push this lead to 2 here.
Now, Lakehead doesn't necessarily have a 60% power play, but it does click at 25%, which is not bad at all. There's a shot on, and that's going to whiz just wide.
This is a big moment here in this game, Thomas, as well. It's still only first period. We got tons of time, but if Lakehead gets a 2-goal lead here, you got to imagine that's going to be a pretty uphill battle for Bishops to get back in this.
Especially as the period gets later and later. There's a cross-ice pass. Didn't really have much of a chance, and then it's followed up and tried to throw it on to Carlson, but it's going to end up being cleared the length of the ice. 40 seconds through the kill are the Gators. They gain the line to the Thunderwolves. They will bring it in on a good force there by number 8, that's Voss. She sends it on back to the point. Give and go, Voss gets it back. Outside rim of the circle, now sends it to the middle. There's a shot on. It hit a body on the way through and didn't get all the way through, and that's going to carry him down the ice. Carlson tried to sneak it through from the point, and that just didn't connect.
Well, there's a reason why Bishops hasn't given up a power play goal so far in this tournament. A lot of traffic in front. If you're going to get it through that defense, you got to get that lateral passing moving and try to beat that goaltender with the lateral puck movement, because you're not going to get anything in the slot. Bishops won't let you have it.
Now let's see if they can adjust to that as Lakehead has it on the left point. They send it over to the near side right point where it's going to be controlled by Wilcox. Top of the circle, now she looks to run a give and go. So they switch off and Wilcox comes on back to the point. Oh, she just missed that at the top of the circle. Look out here. Could be a break. Wilcox got back and took it away. Didn't allow Cunningham to blow on by her. Good job by her. Wilcox still on it. Now she's just going to gain the line and dump it in. Follow-up comes by way on the backside by Desmond. She knocked that pass down before it could get cleared out, with just 10 to go in the man advantage. Desmond now rink wide. Top of the circle, a shot. It's blocked on the way through, and it's going to end up caroming over to the far side boards. They joust away at it there. Charette trying to poke it out. Puck now down below the goal line where Burke's going to just outlet, and now with the power play over, that's going to wrap that on up. And it was 6 in deep again. I believe Cunningham on the play, but still a 1-on-5, and they still get a chance through. Good offensive foray there by Desmond. It's now the Gators looking to wind up as they bring it around the left wing side. They will gain the red line and now the blue. Full speed ahead comes Belanger. She got ran out of real estate, but was able to fight through and backhand one towards the cage. Side of the net, they try to tuck it in, and that's going to be held off and saved as Perrin got kind of cut off there at the side of the cage, keeping it a 2-1 hockey game with 1:32 to go here in the first stanza.
Yeah, good job by Seeley, just covering that post, not allowing anything to come out in front as they took a couple hacks at that. Strong goaltending, able to stay on that post, not let anybody kind of move you away from that spot, and earn a whistle.
Face-off win goes back to the point. Gauthier wanted to keep it in, and now she will come over the top to help keep it in. It was lost in the skates of Belanger, but again, held in this time. I believe that was Whitaker, number 5, doing that. Now it's going to be jabbed out to center with 1:18 on the clock here in period number 1. It's redirected in and tipped down further by Belanger. Might be time for her to peel off for a change. Flaherty reverses slow around to the near side corner. Long stretch pass there, knife down and kicked ahead. Good stick to hand-to-eye coordination, and then down to the stick is rubbed off there in deep was Allison Pages, and she's now going to head off to the bench after getting roughed up. Now Pages with a little bit of a bump there, and that was let go as she hip-checked Belanger into the boards, and right back in they come. Here's a rush by Dodek, and that was end-to-end and a nice save as the post was held by Caputo. Down below the goal line, 36 to go in the period. It's cleared to the half boards, not out. Still in control, they look to feather it in further. That got blocked down, and again, it's just going to be swept up the ice, and it'll go down to neutral ice by Whitaker. Again, they turn and fire it in to the Thunderwolves. And they fire it in a little too hot and heavy into the bench, and that's going to be a whistle and a face-off with 21.4 to go. Score 2-1, shots 11-7. Both of those in favor of Lakehead University.
That poor linesman over on the far side. She had to duck, kind of hit the deck there as that one was coming right for her. Ends up going into the Bishop's bench, but center ice face-off here off of that clear end. Scary moment. I've been a linesman for a long time, Thomas. Those are not fun when you see a puck coming in with that much speed.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine it would be, as that's going to be rolled on in. At center ice they play it. Trying to backhand it in further is going to be McCullough. They gain the line, and they gain it again. Still held in, but now a rush back. Period winding down here. Can Lakehead get one last opportunity? It's a shot on, saving the rebound is loose, and now it's going to be turned back over as the Bishops University squad was bringing it up ice. Number 19, Briere led it, but the whistle blows, the period sounds, and we are through the first 20 minutes of play.
I'd say we expected a high offensive affair between these two squads. You expect nothing less, and that's what we got in that first period, Thomas. A goal just 18 seconds into the contest by Bishops University, but a good response from Lakehead getting those 2 goals, and then using that aggressive forecheck to try and get them ahead here. I'm excited for what we'll see here in the second period. It's both these teams, they've come ready to play here today.
Absolutely they have, folks. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we're going to have second period action coming up from Chiller Easton. You are watching the ACHA Division II Women's National Semifinals. It is powered by YouTube. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back inside Chiller Easton here as we are through one period of National Semifinals Game 1 between the Bishop's University Gators, I beg your pardon, and the Lakehead University Thunderwolves. I'm Thomas Biondo. I'm joined with Matt Coma. And Matt, it was an early lead for the Gators, but Lakehead University was able to turn the tide, and they now lead 2-1 with 20 in the books.
Yeah, emphasis on early lead for Bishop's University. 14 seconds in, they get a goal to kind of set the tone in this contest. They had a couple of really good shifts, but credit Lakehead, they were able to kind of weather that storm, kind of impose their will a little bit later in that second period. In that first period, they get the 2 goals to take this 1-goal lead. I'm curious to see how these teams come out. If Bishop's comes out with that same intensity we saw in that first period to try and level the score, or will this be Lakehead's chance to try to recapitalize everything?
Coming up after this one, it'll be North Dakota State University Bison, Minot State University Beavers. They will determine the second spot in the national championship, but we still have plenty of time left in this one here. Shots on goal were 13-7 in that first period. Each team 0 for 1 on the man advantage as we get right back to action here. That puck's going to roll on down, and it will have enough for icing. No, they wave off the icing call, and it's going to be played around to the near side wall. Chipped onto the line, not out to be the Bishop's University held it in, and now Bishop's is going to go to the power play as a little bit of a hook there is going to put the man advantage opportunity here by way of the Bishops, and it looks like the hook is going to head to number 17 in white. That is Hannah Armstrong heading off.
Yeah, again, that comes out to the same intensity that Bishops came out in that first period, earning that early penalty. Anderson, nothing she can do but really just get her stick in the feet of that attacking forward, and now Bishops will get a second power play of the afternoon. Hopefully it goes a little bit better than the first. They had a great offensive pressure, but just couldn't find anything towards Seeley.
Now they move into the slot. A shot saving the rebound is loose. They bang away at it through the lip of the crease, and it's going to come around to the near side boards. Oh, and there's a great start by the Gators to their power play. But the Thunderwolves are able to clear it up ice and down the ice, and now we're going to get a foot race back. Good job defensively, killing some time there by Michelle Carlson on the force. But now it'll be the Gators looking to wind up. They will gain the red line and now the blue on the far side. Very patiently, they carry it all around the cage and now still looking for a play in front. Backhand centering pass, found the backside, and a save was made, and the players cleared out in front. Eventful power play through the first 50 seconds. Bishop still on the attack, and there's a shot and a save as Belanger was just unable to get a stick on it late in that opportunity.
Excellent first about 51 seconds for Bishops on this power play. Just the 1 clear, but 2 excellent looks at Seeley. Good job by the goaltender to shut the door on both of those, but Bishops picking right where they left off. They were buzzing at the beginning of the first period. They're buzzing here in the second.
Face-off is going to end up in the far side corner. Gators are going to try to dig it out. It's going to end up moving its way to the near side corner, coming down the line to pinch to help keep it into Charette. She's able to do so. Charette on it. Folds underneath and looks to make another play down low. She's got it at the outside rim of the circle. Didn't really like the play back to the point, so she's just going to gently lay it back in around to Belanger. Belanger with it. Wanted to switch off with Charette. That didn't connect. Puck to the line. Good job keeping it in there by Briere, who turns and got it rink wide. There's a shot on through. Save rebound is loose, and another opportunity got pushed aside. A couple of good saves here early on by the netminder Seeley. It's cleared up the near side boards. Doesn't get out on the first opportunity. Still 24 remains in the man advantage. 2-1 our score. 2 aside do battle along the boards here. The other 5 players just watching everybody work. Clear to the line, and a great job keeping it in by McCullough. Sending it rink wide. They try to work it back to the near side. They do, and a shot, and that didn't miss much on the short side by Charette. Still, Gators in possession here, looking to cut out in front. They hand it off and switch off. Power play is over. We're back to even strength. Looking to wind and fire. They end up passing it off to the near side right wing. McGovern wanted to step into it. Never found her. They throw it to the front of the cage, and that's taken by the Thunderwolves, and they're going to clear it down. And now we're going to get a foot race that's going to be won by Armstrong. No icing here as Armstrong grabs it. This is going to allow full-scale change for her mates as Armstrong's run out of the play. Gators trying to just get it back out to center to complete a change. They cannot. It works to the middle. Now on the forehand, a shot, and that was blocked from a good shooting spot. Was Flaherty. She just couldn't get it on through. Thunderwolves working to the even strength, but right after the power play ended, and a shot's redirected just wide. It's going to work its way over to the near side corner. After the Gators look dangerous on the power play, the Thunderwolves look dangerous even strength. There's a drive and a save. His rebound is loose, and that's tapped right back to the corner. All Thunderwolves now as we play 5-a-side. Looking to ramp. Here's Amanda Pages. Sends it into the slot. Oh, and another stop there was made by Caputo. And finally, the Gators will clear it as far as center. That pass was Aaron. It's going to be brought right back in by the Thunderwolves. They look to get wide, and a shot scores! A rising shot couldn't be fought off by Caputo. And it's a 3-1 hockey game.
Excellent persistence. We knew how relentless this Lakehead University offense was, not allowing Bishops to get past the red line to get that change. They pin that team in deep, and just a great rising shot gets just underneath the bar. Nothing Caputo could really do about it. Trying to get as much of it as she could, but it finds the back of the net, and Lakehead, after weathering that storm on the power play, strikes first here in the second period.
And they have a 2-goal lead, shot advantage of 16-9. On the Thunderwolves' goal, I believe they give it to Siciliano. There's a shot and a save, and the rebound's loose, and now it's going to be cleared away. Sounded like they said Siciliano on the goal. So we'll mark that down in our books for her. And the Thunderwolves now have to reload. Lead feed gets to Sawyer. Sawyer now looking to outlet. Sawyer gains the red and will diagonally dump it into the far side corner. Going in to get it, Gauthier. Clears it up to the line, not out, and now the Gators look to bring it on back with a little time and space. Gaining the red line and firing it in there is McGovern. She's going to run it around the bottom of the kick plate. Laid back up the boards by Armand as she didn't really have much to do. It gets to the point, not out. There's a shot that got deflected. Trying to keep the pressure in. It's now below the goal line. They spin it on back and look for a play in front. That didn't connect, and now it's going to move to the far side short boards. Voss wanted to reverse flow, and that worked out well as a little bit of time and space has appeared now for the Thunderwolves. The Gators close that off right at the blue line, just inside the blue line, I should say. Looking to battle on through, and unable to is Belanger. Comes to the near side point, and again, good keep there. Batting it out of midair, I believe, was Di Tommaso, and now it finally gets out to center ice. 5 minutes into period number 2. 3-1 our score. It's the Thunderwolves on top. Belanger tried to poke it on further. Instead, it's going to be grabbed by Voss. She's just going to go ahead and dump it in and peel off on a line change. Good forecheck pressure, though. Forces the Thunderwolves to play it around. Couldn't handle it cleanly, and now they will race back up ice. D-to-D passing here. Sent on ahead and unable to get a stick on it to block that was Armand. Now it's going to grab again by Belanger. Long shift for her. She's going to throw the brakes on and just jump off into the bench now with 14:30 to go in the period. Stretch pass there was deflected from one, but it got right on the stick. Another a shot. And making that save look easy as Allison Pages let it go. But Jessica Caputo had the glove in the right spot to keep us at a 3-1 game.
Yeah, good job from Caputo, just not allowing that shot to get through there, flashing that leather like she's done time and time again here in this tournament. Another excellent save from the Bishop tender, but you gotta like what Lakehead is doing. A lot of offensive pressure here in the second period. They have not let up on this Bishop's University squad.
Yeah, shots are now up to 19-8, but now look out here. Could be an opportunity back the other way for Bishops. They move in, cut to the middle, and just taken out of the middle of the play.
There's a penalty coming up.
Oh, and an extra little cross check from behind at the end of it, but up and skating off apparently on her own, and none the worse for wear is Cunningham, as she will draw the power play. And a big moment in this game is that power play, as we mentioned, for the Gators clicked at 60%. They really need to cash in here.
Yeah, you mentioned that we were just talking about how impressive Lakehead's been offensively. This couldn't have come at a better time if you're a Bishops fan. They need to capitalize on this power play. The Thunderwolves are dictating the pace here in this contest. If the Gators aren't careful, this could easily get out of hand. Bishops needs to at least gain some momentum on this power play.
There's a shot on as we get this power play underway. A rebound shot, the third check, goalie down, and they bang away, and they bang it in. They score! And that did not take long. 15 seconds into the man advantage. The lead is down to 1.
Well, it didn't take long for the Gators to score the first goal of the game in that first period. Didn't take them that long. 15 seconds on this power play. Exactly what the Gators needed to get back in this contest. Cut that lead back to 1. It's just, again, you get bodies in front and just start hacking away until you hear that whistle, and that's exactly what they did. And this time it finds the back of the net, and it's back to a one-goal game, Thomas.
Pretty entertaining nearly first half of this semifinal game one between Bishop's University and Lakehead. And now they bring it right back in for more. Shot save, and that's going to be grabbed off and held.
Yeah, good response right off the draw from the Thunderwolves there, just getting a quick shot on net. Had an attacker there as well to kind of clean up the rebound if it came out. So credit Caputo. Good job holding on to that puck, not allowing a second opportunity for Lakehead, or else it could have been easily 4-2.
Yeah, I was trying to get the official call there. It sounded like that was just a penalty call, and they gave it to 18 Dodek instead of Nichols. So a couple of things on the score sheet we got to get worked out. But at the end of the day, what matters is it's a 3-2 hockey game. They wind and fire and diving in front of a shot there as it didn't get on through. They bang it over to the near side boards, and that's going to be deemed a hand pass. So we'll face it off again here with 13:21 to go in period number 2. Shots are 19-12 in favor of the Lakehead University Thunderwolves. They also lead by a score of 3-2. The scoreboard does have a penalty on it, but that was the conclusion of the power play goal, so that's just going to let that wind on down. To the half boards, it doesn't get out. A little bit of a collision there, but pouncing on a loose puck and looking to make a play with it is Sawyer. She's going to go ahead and chip and chase, wanting to get by the defenseman in front of her, or defensewoman in front of her, I beg your pardon, as it's going to be brought back and a stretch pass by the Bishops squad. They're going to tip it on in, and now in full flight looking to get after it is Belanger. She's going to go in further, but it was speared away from her at the last minute into the near side corner. We go in and again, winding up, full speed ahead, carrying it on through is going to be Desmone. Desmone a shot, and that's going to end up getting the far boards and angling off. Voss now pinching in. She got run out of real estate, but she did her job keeping the puck below the goal line. They try to chip it along further to the line, not out. Swinging and throwing it back in with Sawyer. That didn't get deep. And on second effort, it's just going to be launched towards the bench. Sawyer, who was going off, just flips it right back towards the front of the cage and an opportunity out of nowhere. But it was saved by Caputo. Back to center we go. Lead feet up ahead. Wasn't handled cleanly, and a little stutter stop here by the Gators as they can't clear it. Good turnover. They move to the middle, and what do we got?
I believe they're going to call that offside here, Thomas. Just a really late whistle.
It was a late whistle, but it looks like an offsides call will keep us at even strength, 5 aside, as we're approaching the halfway point of this hockey game. 3-2 still on top are the Lakehead University squad. They've trailed 1-0, scored 3 straight, and Bishops answered with a power play goal to make it the 3-2 score we have now. Puck to the line, not out. Held in, looking to get wide. That shot was blocked off the stick of number 8, Voss. She'll go in after it. Voss peels back and angles it to the point. Looking for a shot, and that's just going to be thrown in wide of the cage by Wilcox. Dug out and controlled now by Spooner. Spooner with it. Looks to carry it on out. She'll sweep it to the near side wall, trying to open up a foot race. Good job there, though, by the defensewoman for Lakehead University to kind of steal it away. And Lakehead's on it again. Played on up, tipped on further, and now we get a foot race as trying to get in tight here is going to be Desmone. Desmone couldn't get all the way in. Now, but she will regain the puck outside rim of the near side circle at the hash marks. She'll look to trade it off. Good little handoff there, but unable to make the move with it was number 17 Armstrong. And this is going to get out, and it could be a 2-on-1. They bring it out in. Spooner cuts to the middle of the shot, and that was blocked and caroms to the far side corner. Gators needed to change it. It had been a long shift. That's thrown in. No forward over there, so they're just going to drop on back. It's going to give the Thunderwolves an opportunity to clear. Out to center and then right back in. You're going to see a lot of that here. Making sure you make no mistake about getting the puck in as Desmone did that. Far side of the rink, backhanded up, and at the Blue Jackets logo at center. It's flipped back ahead by Lakehead. 2-on-2 over the line as it was turned over and brought in by Sherrod. Sent on through the middle and unable to get a stick on it there was anybody in purple. As we continue the end-to-end action, 10:41 to go in period number 2. That's fired on in and going to be teed up behind the net by Caputo. Playing it on further. They look for a centering pass. Good little dip on one move, and a second was made there by number 5, Sawyer. Tipped out to center ice, and with a little bit of time and space, Flaherty has it. 2 forecheckers coming at her. She just tried to throw it up to an open wing. That didn't connect, and it's going to be backhanded in. Stretch pass through the middle. Good outlet feed here. That's going to allow Pages to bring it in, and a rocket shot at the glass. Rebound came right back to Pages, and she just couldn't get the one-timer on. And now it's the Gators moving on up, maybe a 3-on-2. They move in, a forehand shot, and that was blocked. Let go by McCullough. McCullough's pretty good active defenseman here. 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points so far in the tournament. Bouncing puck is going to be protected and now brought back by Sawyer. Again, we continue with the end-to-end play. Sawyer going to weave to the near side, tried to shoot it in. It glanced off the back of Whitaker, and it's just going to be poked back down to center ice. That backhand feed was intercepted. And now they crunch along the near side boards as the Gators will try to get it out. It's McGovern back in her own end. That lead feed didn't really connect, and McGovern had to come back up and chop it back in deep. It's controlled by the Thunderwolves. They will work it over to the near side. Dropped on back, turning, and that lead feed was just a little bit too far for Voss. Tapped off the boards. Now, are they going to say it's going to be an icing? Yes. Sometimes they wave it off if the team is changing, but not in this case, and we will get an icing call with 9:13 to go in a 3-2 hockey game, period number 2.
Yeah, it's becoming evidently clear here that the best chances that Bishops are getting, it's on the counter. They're not really getting a whole lot of offensive puck movement. They're not spending time in Lakehead zone. Every opportunity they've had has come on a 3-on-2 rush, a 2-on-1 rush, or any kind of on-man rush. There's no offensive creation so far from Bishops, but that's something that they may work on here, but for right now, they seem content. Their best opportunities are coming on that counterattack.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened there. It was a turnover, and they tried to lead Belanger. It was just too far out of her reach, and now we come back the other way. 3 Thunderwolves players over the line. They end up just chipping it in deep. Back behind the net with a little time and space to play it for the Gators will be number 17, McGovern. She'll backhand it ahead. Gaining the red line and firing in deep was the aforementioned Jessica Belanger. 2 goals, 2 assists so far in this tournament. Reversing flows the Thunderwolves to the near sideline. It does find its way out of the zone before it's pumped right back in by number 17, McGovern. Angles again out to center, and McGovern again on it. Steps past the red line, and again she dumps it in deep. Right now, Lakehead struggling to get it by the center ice stripe. Good job there on a turnover. They try to play it back to the point. That didn't connect, and this will give it a little bit of opportunity here to the Thunderwolves. They move it on in to the left wing side. That shot on was blocked, and following up here will be Hannah Armstrong. Tucked it to the middle. That didn't connect. Rebound's going to come to the line, and it's going to roll all the way out to center before it could be pumped right back in by Dodek, but it's going to end up, that was 19 Nickel, but it's going to end up going out of play with 7:59 to go in period number 2. Folks, we're going to go ahead and step aside. Come on back. Join us for the rest of the second period. It's been pretty good here between the Bishops University Gators and the Lakehead University Thunderwolves.
The 2018 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Barron's Championship Rings, the official ring vendor for all ACHA National Champions and Hall of Famers, and by Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
All right, let's bring you right back inside Chiller Easton here as we are playing national semifinal game 1 of the Division II bracket of the ACHA National Tournament. These 2 teams are playing for the right to play for the national championship. Following this game will be the Minot State Beavers versus the North Dakota State Bison. The winner of that one will play the winner of this one tomorrow at the Chiller Ice House. I believe it's a 1:15 start time there at the Chiller Ice House. Looking forward to that. Meanwhile, let's bring in Matt Coma. Matt, give us your thoughts here so far in the first 32 minutes and 1 second of this game.
Well, I'll bring that first, but first, that second semifinal, a battle in North Dakota, 2 rivals going at it. You got 2 Canadian teams here in this first contest. You get 2 North Dakota teams in the second one. You can't ask for 2 great semifinals here in the women's Division II level. For this contest, though, I mentioned that a lot of the Gators' opportunities are on the counterattack. Not a lot of offensive zone time, but that's not a bad thing. Essentially for the Gators, if they do have that offensive opportunity, that leads to the counterattack for Lakehead, and that's really where their offense comes from, is on that counterattack. You saw it twice already in this contest, that offensive forecheck pressure that led to the second and third goals for Lakehead. So if you're kind of settling in your own end and then attack when you can, it's a soccer mentality, but it'll work for you. It's worked so far. It's 3-2. You're still in this contest, even though you've basically spent 0 time in the offensive zone.
Yep, shots are 19-13, so it's not like you're getting terribly outchanced or at least outshot in this game either, as the Bishops get a kind of a turnover there as it was dropped to the point and they move in, looking to dip the shoulder and gain in wide as Latuzel. She ran into the far side boards, didn't really like what she had, but now she spins out of it, looked to move it to the middle, that didn't connect, got tripped up for first and got it over to Cunningham. Now 2 aside do battle into the far side corner. They're just below the red line here. Latuzzo in there to help out. Looks like their number 9 counterpart, Allison Page, is in there as well. Dug out by the Thunderwolves, played around to the near side boards. Coming over to keep it in is McGovern. She'll shuffleboard it in further. On the backhand, it's played around by Flaherty. Nobody over there in white, so it was held for a moment, but now it's taken away as Perrot couldn't keep it in, and it'll be Belanger out at center. She didn't like what she had, tried to toss it in on the backhand. Instead, it's going to be intercepted and brought in. Shot by Voss, got deflected on the way through. Didn't really have much of an angle to shoot it. Cleared to the line, not out. Good job keeping it in there by the Thunderwolves. Now they look to move on through. They send it across. Look out here, a rising shot. That got the glass and a good-looking chance from Amanda Pages. Amanda with 5 goals, no assists in this tournament. That's one of the players you want shooting to be sure. This is going to roll on down. No icing here as Sarah Dodak will come back and play it. Dodak with a lead feed. It was just out of the reach of Pages, but she did a smart play just to jam it back out to center. McGovern, first attempt didn't get deep. Second attempt got to the line, and now the third attempt is going to be a follow-up by Perron. She's going to put it in and now going after it. Perron ties up with Dodak. That allows another Gator player to come in and take it, and we have more collisions along the near side boards into the corner. The defensemen switch off up high for the Gators while it's a 2-on-2 battle down below the goal line. Referee has a good line of sight. Doesn't even look to be moving the whistle to his mouth, so we'll just keep playing here.
I love that I have the broadcaster's curse here. I talked about Bishops not having any time in the offensive zone. Granted, it's been 2 kind of tie-ups in the corners, but this is the most they've had here in this period.
Well, they'll take it as they can get it, though, as they try to wrap and stuff one in front. After that whole exchange, though, they don't get any shots, and it's going to be brought on back by the Lakehead Thunderwolves. It gets all the way down and in deep. They try to play it back up the boards, and it works. Jumping in on the play, and a good job to swat that one back in. But it's the Gators behind the net. They will look to outlet if they can. They swing it to the line and down, and now we're going to get a foot race here. This is going to be Wilcox coming over. She cut off I thought that was number 10. That's crossed out of my roster, but still, Wilcox made the play. On the other hand, it's Armstrong bringing it in on the left wing side. That didn't work. Good pull to the forehand by Allison Pages. She dips low, carries it all the way around the cage, looks in front. Pages now will just backhand it in further. Good little cycle game going here as it's thrown on in by the Thunderwolves and works its way around to the near side of the cage. 4 minutes, 39 seconds to go in a 3-2 game. This is the second period. That shot on, got blocked, didn't get through. Falling down on the play and unable to handle it cleanly was Armstrong, and it's going to roll back down into the Bishops' offensive end, and it's going to glance off a glove and be an out-of-play whistle dead with 4:25 to go. And feel like we've been stuck on that 19-13 shot total for a while now, Matt.
Yeah, both teams just kind of going back and forth at this point. No team really testing the other keeper, and that's credit to both defenses. But you see Lakehead a little bit more of the puck movement. Bishop's trying to counter on it, but it's kind of slowed down a little bit after a high-powered first period. Now the team doing a pretty good job.
And there's a pretty good job as we tie the score. Charette down the middle, banks in the rebound, and we are all locked up at 3.
I got to stop talking, Thomas, because that's the third time that exactly what I'm talking about gets the exact opposite comes through. A great turnover by Bishops University, getting that puck down low. Opportunity in the slot. Sealy makes the first save, but it comes right back out to the doorstep and tapped home. And just like that, it's a tie game. I mentioned Bishops needed to capitalize when they had the opportunities, and they did just there, and we're back to a tie hockey game.
Matt, I'd make the motion that you need to speak more because that's just going to create more and more action based on what you're saying.
I say everything I say, the opposite just happens, and that's just a bad day for me at the office, but it's a great day for these skaters.
It's been good hockey so far, as I believe that's going to be the third of the game for Charette for the Bishops University Gators. As that, if it is all 3 goals are hers, she now has 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points in this tournament. 3-3 are a score with 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Shots on goal 19-15, so that's closed up 2 now. That's going to be turned and angled back in. Looking to protect is Gauthier behind the cage. They look to push it on further to Belanger. She's going to dig it out, and a nice little saucer pass that just hopped over the stick of McCullough. Tapped by her. Looking to move it on in was Voss, and then she's going to carry it in on an offside call. Whistle blows with 3:31 to go here in period number 2.
Well, how about the response of Bishops here? Yes, Lakehead's had the momentum, but it's been Bishops that have had the better scoring opportunities here in the second period. Lakehead is kind of taking it easy a little bit, it seems like. Yes, they're on paper they look like the more dominant team, being that number 1 team out of the West, but it's just there's that puck movement, but there's not that killer instinct we saw in that first period out of the Thunderwolves.
They try to see if they can recapture that now, although their big thing may not be a killer instinct, just let's regain the lead if we could. A little bit of a trip up there. Referee deems it legal as Pages couldn't bust through. And that's going to split the defense, and that's going to roll the length of the ice. And it's going to be an icing call. It's getting back for the touch with Siciliano with 3:01 to go here in period number 2. 3-3 our score.
And something to keep in mind for the final 3 minutes here, if Bishops can get one more opportunity and take that 4-3 lead in the period, that puts the onus back on Lakehead. They really haven't had to come from behind a whole lot in this tournament. I'd be interested to see what would happen in that third period if they're forced to come back in this contest.
Lakehead, as we mentioned off the top, 14-3-4 during the regular season. They have looked very good in this tournament. Bishops, by comparison, 14-5 during the regular season, but a big goal differential. They are plus 69 goals over their competition, so that's a good sign for them as it's moved in, and a quick little glove save as it was grabbed and held by the netminder Caputo.
Good save there. You see Lakehead starting to get back to it a little bit, trying to get more shots on net. Caputo really hasn't seen anything. Oh, that's the first shot in probably about maybe 9-10 minutes for her. So just trying to test the goalkeeper just a little bit here, trying to throw more pucks on net. You've had the puck possession, but you got to keep throwing the puck on net if you're going to want to get back ahead in this contest.
I agree with you completely, Matt. I believe we were stuck at that 19-13 mark for quite a long time. And then after it became the 19-15 mark after the goal, it was probably another 2 more minutes before they were able to get a shot on goal.
And it was just playing through the neutral zone. Essentially, the one team would bring it past the blue line, the turnover goes back the other way. And we were just kind of doing that for about 5 or 6 minutes or so. Neither team really testing either goalkeeper until that turnover down low that Bishops capitalized on.
We're going to have an offensive zone, or a center ice face-off, I beg your pardon. They joust away at it, the Blue Jackets logo at center, and now it's going to be controlled. Looking for an outlet, they do send it rink wide. 3-on-3 if they want it. They end up turning it over as soon as they got over the line to the Thunderwolves, but then it's turned back over and a shot and a save was made. Quick little shot there. It didn't have a lot on it, but Carlson, dangerous nonetheless with 2:02 to go in the period.
Another good chance for Lakehead. They get it right in the slot. Not a whole lot of weight on that shot, though. It's an easy save for Caputo. She's been solid so far. She's gotten 17 out of 20 so far for this Gator club, but you got to like what Lakehead's doing. They're just getting back to what they're known for, throwing that puck on net.
Now they look to move across the middle of the ice. Unable to get a shot off there. They roll it on back to the point. It's knocked to the middle, and it could be numbers here. Maybe a 3-on-2. It ends up being a 4-on-3. Is a good back check done there by Lakehead University. Not allow that rush to be completed for the Gators. And now we come back the other way. Pulling it in into her wheelhouse, and Sawyer's just going to send it in wide, in and out of the glove of the netminder. But we play on as it's fired around by number 11, Gauthier. It turned over, and a rising shot and a glove save was made.
That's a scary turnover for the Gators. Kicks out right out in front, almost a carbon copy of what we saw the other end. But fortunately for the Thunderwolves, just can't capitalize on the shot. That probably was going to go up over the net, but just to be sure, Caputo snares that down and earns a faceoff.
1:28 left on the clock here. Far side offensive zone face-off here for Lakehead University. There's a shot, and that's going to room just wide and get the corner boards. Pinching down the wall, looking for a place to play, and it ended up just laying it on further as Flaherty did that. Now they angle it back to Flaherty, just inside the blue. Looks in front. That's thrown to the front, and good, very confidently. It looked like DiTomaso just blocked that down and then cleared it away to the corner. They try to clear it out again. It's turned and spun right back in on a good play by, that was number 7, Flaherty, who kept it in once but not twice. Now Flaherty's got to get back to it. She'll go rink wide. Looking to spin the net, and they will. Lead feed connects, and now will clear the zone. Tapped off the boards and brought on in by Desmond. She couldn't stop the puck along the wall, and that's just going to be fired right back in and out of play by Nickel. Matt, we saw a lot of the pool play games. 12 teams were in pool play. We're down to 4, and really not much of a doubt based on what I've seen. We didn't see every team, or we didn't see every team multiple times, but so far I'd say these were definitely two of the better teams in the pool play.
Oh, absolutely. Both these teams kind of playing the same kind of mentality, that offensive pressure, that defensive defensive stinginess, I will say, from both these teams. They don't give up a whole lot of goals. They'll put a lot of goals on the board if they're given the opportunity, and that's what we see in this contest.
Looking for more here as that shot's going to skirt wide into the near side corner. Patiently waiting was Briere to try to get it around to the line, not out. That's thrown back in further. It's going to be just swept to center ice. Coming back to get it will be number 18 in white, Dodek. She goes rink wide, and now they just stab it, try to get it back in, and that's going to be chipped on down. A race for the puck is going to be slowly won by Dodek. Dodek looks for an outlet. Long stretch pass is going to miss everybody in white. They fire it right back up as the two teams play catch with each other at center ice to wrap up period number 2. It was a period that saw a comeback, actually, as it was a 2-1 lead for, it was a 2-1 lead for Lakehead University. They would then make it 3-1, but then 2 late goals by the Bishops to make it a 3-3 game.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job by the Gators to get back in this contest. Looked like Lakehead was going to pull away after that third goal. They had the offensive pressure. They were looking for a 4th goal, had that opportunity, but the Gators able to come back, kind of just slow down the momentum for Lakehead. They get that power play goal, the first one that either of these teams have given up in this tournament. The Gators get the power play goal. They build momentum off that. I mentioned that's the counterattacks that they've been capitalizing on. They get that turnover that leads to that 3rd goal, and now Lakehead for the first time has to go to a 3rd period where they're not leading a contest. That'll be interesting to see what response we get out of both these teams with a spot in the championship on the line. No, you got 20 minutes to get it done.
You said it. It will be very interesting to see what happens down the stretch as both of these teams playing a 3-3 first 2 periods of play in the national semifinals. Folks, we're going to go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we're going to have 3rd period action coming up from Chiller Easton. You are watching the ACHA Division II Women's National Championship semifinal game. You're watching this on the ACHA Network, powered by YouTube. Welcome back inside Chiller Easton here as we are playing National Semifinals Game 1. It is a 3-3 tie with 40 in the books. It looks like the goals, if we got them listed right, Charette has all three. Ariane Charette has all three for the Bishop's University Gators. Meanwhile, for the Lakehead University squad, Siciliano with one, Sawyer with one, and Cunningham, I believe, has one. Those are the three different goal scorers for Lakehead University, and we're looking forward to this here. Final seconds about to tick off the clock here for the intermission update, and here we go, getting ready to start. Period number 3 here with the spot in the national championship on the line. Referees got everybody at center ice, and we are underway here. Brought in and chipped on in further, and that's going to roll right on goal and will be held off as we will get an early whistle and a face-off here as the puck's going to roll on down, and an early save, or at least stoppage, forced and created by the netminder, Seeley, who is getting the start tonight. Now it's worked over to the middle, and now down the near side boards they come. With speed over the line, Lakehead looking to move it on in. They run out of real estate on this opportunity, look to pull it on back. There's a point shot there, through some traffic, and it ends up skirting off to the near side corner. Still on it though are the Thunderwolves. They're going to play it around. It's going to squirt all the way through to the far side corner. Tapped on in further, that didn't connect. And now looking to swing it on out to center will be the Gators. They could not do so, and now the Gators tip it on by. Look out here, this could be numbers. Good job making a play there and pushing it on forward even deeper. That is Latuzel getting it in deep. She could not carry the play on, and now a 3-on, or is really a 1-on-3, gets hacked up into the air and is returned back to center. A little bit of room on the near side here. The Gators trying to get it over the line, unable to do so. Along the near side point was number 13, that was Armand. It's going to be played on in further as the pressure stays on right now as the Bishops University looks to get to the forecheck here and get the pressure going, but it's going to be brought back by the Thunderwolves now. Chipping and chasing in and going in after it, I believe that is Voss. Voss goes and gets it down below the face-off circle. Hands on back to the point, a shot there, and that's going to be knocked off. I don't know if the ref realizes it. Keep an eye on that as the net is off down behind the netminder to our right. That's Caputo there. And it's still off here. The ref still hasn't noticed. But control is had now by McCullough. She will look to bring it out. A little bit of a collision there. Puck's going to be held in, and the pressure stays on by the Thunderwolves. Looking to dip a shoulder and gaining speed wide. Desmona poked off. Helped down low by way of Nickel. To his side, do battle there. Actually, that was number 9, not 19. Allison Page is trying to dig it out. It comes to the line and won't get out, and it'll be brought on back the other way by Armand. Time for her just to flip it deep as they needed a fresh change. It didn't get deep, though. Full speed ahead comes Carlson. Carlson with a little chip and chase. Going back to help out will be Christine Gauffier. She plays it around as far as the short board, but now has to retreat and help out. Below the goal line. They try to get through to the Thunderwolves. It doesn't work on the near side, or on the far side, I should say, and the Gators get it to the line and not out on the near side. That puck's going to skitter off of Bonnie, and now they look to send it to center, unable to do so. There was Gauffier. They got to get it out here as it's all Thunderwolves right now. They look to step into one, a shot. That's going to whiz by and get to the near side boards. Help comes pinching down the line by way, let's see, that was, I believe, 21 Siciliano. And it works over to the near side corner, or far side corner, I beg your pardon. Centering on through, and that just missed everybody, and it's going to go out to center ice. But good pressure here in the early stages by Lakehead Thunderwolves. Long stretch pass, that's intercepted, and now the Gators see if they can get some offense going. It's pushed over the line by Latuzel. It was by the stick of Armand, who couldn't slash it on down, and trying to chase it back and play it back out of the zone was Cunningham. They circle at center, does Pages. That's Amanda Pages through the Blue Jackets logo at center. She fought through a stick check, but fell down on the play, and quickly the Gators come back now. That's going to be sent in wide by Charette. Played in deep and into the corner. They reverse flow, and it'll end up to the far side corner. Trying to win a race here is going to be Nickel. She keeps the pressure on. It's down below the goal line. A couple of bodies collide. The Thunderwolves will look to clear it to the line. They do, but not out. Point shot there, got the backboards. Pinching in on the backside is going to be Latuzel. She protects down below the goal line, throws it in front as she was knocked down on the play with 16:03 to go here. And now 16 minutes even. I don't believe we've had a third period whistle yet. There's a poke away and a bring back in. Looking to get wide here, Charette. She's got 3 tonight, and that one just got blockered away. It's going to be chipped out to center. 3 Bishop's players were there to make sure nobody could get by, and now it's going to be a lead feed and a bring over the line to the backhand, and now they look to center it to the middle. Desimone couldn't get through. Behind the cage is going to be McCullough. She will wrap and bring it back out for the Gators. End to end we go. She gets pulled down to the ice. No call coming. Belanger over the line. To the top of the circle, now to the middle. Belanger looking, firing one, and that was blocked. Good defensive play there by the Thunderwolves to close that off, and now we go the other way. Here come the Thunderwolves trying to cut through. There's a point shot save, and it was fought off as Michelle Carlson let that go. It's turned over again. Carlson, a short side shot, and she rang it off the bar. 15:08 to go here, third period. Still locked up at 3. Backhand pass through the middle, and that's just going to get spiked into the corner by McGovern. And it's going to be shuffleboarded out to center, held close and fired right back in by the Thunderwolves as they will make changes. Unable to do so were the Gators as they have to work around to the near side corner. Sent to the line, not out, as it was kept by Wilcox, and on second effort, Wilcox has to retreat at center, and she'll land on back to her defense partner. Lead feed, tipped on in there by Allison Pages. She's fresh off the bench. Turned and fired to the short boards. Falling down on the play was going to be Vitor Roulette, but she gets right back up, and it's a 2-on-1 battle. Bishops has the extra player. Now it turns 2-on-2 as Allison Pages is going to go and help out. They do battle along the far side short boards, right where the glass kind of dips on down. Still digging away at it. Referee hesitant to blow the whistle, and they will blow it here. I believe this is the first whistle of the period, and it comes with 14:20 to go in period number 3.
Oh, look at that. That was a fantastic start to this third period. Both teams with a bunch of good looks here in this one, and you like the response that both these teams had to come out for this third period, knowing that the next goal could be the game winner here. And still looking for that set goal. Someone's going to have to score before this game's over. There's no more ties like we had yesterday, Thomas. Someone's got to win this hockey game.
Yep, no more ties, no more announcers making calls that they don't know are right. I'm just saying. I'm not pointing at anybody in particular at myself, but I'm just saying
Hey,
facts.
you can point at me too as well in that conversation.
Puck's going to be now down into the near side, or far side corner, where Lakehead still's going to look to move it around. They do push it around to the near side corner now. Armstrong looks to step in and backhand it in further. Now it got by the defenseman behind the net, and Spooner will corral it. Maybe a 2-on-3. Now it's a 2-on-2 as Spooner gets by with speed. Looks to move to the middle, and it just rolled off her stick. Good follow-up, though. Maybe that was 19 Briere. Is that 15 or 19? It was 19 Briere. I beg your pardon on that. Nice rush. She's got to get back defensively, though, as with speed over the line, it's Latuzolo. Good large shot there that got the backboards, and then, again, another jersey number wrong, as that was actually let go by number 8, Burke. You know, ponytails and tucks get me every time as that puck gets thrown on goal, but it'll be held by the netminder Caputo with 13:22 to go in a 3-3 hockey game.
We've seen plenty of ponytails and tucks throughout this tournament, Thomas. A lot of numbers that we're trying to bring to you. Our apologies for the occasional one. It's just sometimes it's hard to see the numbers up here. We do have some pillars to deal with up here as well. So,
and you've probably have caught that in your sight at home while we try to get the camera in the best possible position for you. But let's get back to action here. Play to the middle. Look out. A chance at the backhand. And just not much of an opportunity there, as it looked like Verheyen got a step too deep and really didn't have much of a move on Caputo.
Yeah, Caputo did a great job sliding over, denying that opportunity. It was on the backhand for that scoring opportunity. All she had to do was slide over, cut off that angle, make sure there was nothing to shoot at.
Puck along the near side boards. They look to scoop it on out to center. They cannot. And trying the other way here will be number 18, McCullough. Turns into a jousting match behind the cage. Two aside do battle. It's going to squirt free into the far side corner where it's going to be grabbed by Verheyen. She got knocked down. Centering pass didn't get through. Bishop's able to push it up to the line and not out as it stays only as far as the face-off circles. And it's wired right back in on a good play there by number 21, Siciliano. Into the far side corner it goes. It's stolen here. Look out. Opportunity to the middle, and that got knocked away. Covering at the point is Dodek. Dodek shot. That was blocked on the way through, and let's see if the Gators can get something going offensively. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Trying to get wide is going to be Latuzzo. She dropped it on back to number 12, Charette. She's got 3 goals in this one. Charette now walks out of the corner. Shot blocked. Rebound, and that was just actually put back into the corner by Cunningham so that she can try to set it up. Latuzzo couldn't help keep it in, and deciding to drop back was Gauthier, as she was one of the last defensemen back. Cleared off the near side boards, and this will be deemed icing by the officials. So with 12:05 to go here, shots 25-16 in favor of Lakehead University, but score stays locked up at 3-a-side.
Now we're starting to see what we saw in that second period. Both teams still just kind of going end to end. Not a whole lot of scoring opportunities, just 2 shots, really, by Lakehead in this third period. Both teams just kind of going back to what they're doing, trying to get as many good opportunities as they can. And look, here's one for Lakehead.
Could be a 3-on-1 if they hurry. Looking to get wide here is Carlson. She dropped it off, and it was intercepted. Now can the Bishop squad get going the other way, and it's just a long outlet pass and didn't connect with anybody in particular.
Good defensive play getting in the passing lanes.
That puck's going to roll just wide. It's a good job again defensively to kind of take the player and let the puck just roll harmlessly into the corner. Wilcox a shot that was blocked in front. Rebound's going to roll towards the line, and it gets pool cued out to center by Belanger. She looked to follow it up and couldn't poke it away. But the follow-up there was a good play by number 20, or excuse me, I believe that's number 2, Underhill. To the far side of the rink it goes. Gaining the line, left wing side, a drive there, that got blocked, and it's going to end up going up and out of play with 11 minutes and 16 seconds to go in period number 3. The winner of this one will take on the winner of our next game. It's the Minot State Beavers and the North Dakota State Bison.
I can see the girls warming up just below us over here on our perch for the broadcast here, both getting ready for that contest. Both these teams very familiar with each other. They're the closest teams they have to each other. As far as, and still that's a couple of hours away up there in North Dakota, so I'm expecting a great one between those two teams. And we have a great one here between these two, Thomas.
Well, Matt, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but there tends to be some open land in the Dakota areas from what I understand.
Well, as a native of Utah, I can honestly say there is an abundance of open land there, so I could see that.
All right, so that makes sense all the way around the nation as the shot on there was stopped. And another good save here is, really, it's been a very good game for Caputo. Not sure that she's had a chance on any of the 3 that beat her, and she's been stellar on the ones that she's needed to be.
Absolutely, and it's good movement, and there's 2 things when it comes to goaltending that you have to have down pat to be a good goaltender. It's positioning and lateral movement, and that's what Caputo has. She's been solid so far in this contest.
That puck's going to be flipped into the far side corner. A little bit of time and space over there for McGovern. She cleared it as far as the short boards, but not out. She'll get help down low by way of McCullough. It's going to squirt its way around to the near side corner. Good job pinching in. Coming down the boards was Wilcox. Now they try the far side corner. Over there is McGovern. This time again, it's held in at the line. I believe that was number 19, Nickel, making that play. On a third effort, Nickel held that one in. Now they look to move to the middle to the Thunderwolves. They have to pull back. Still looking for a play in front. They cannot find it. Good defensive play by McGovern not to let anything through the middle. All this pressure set up on 3 clearing attempts that didn't get out, as the Thunderwolves now will swing it underneath the goal line and then further. It just wasn't able to be handled, and now McCullough with a little time and space for the Gators. Lead feed got knifed away. Good job keeping the pressure on. I believe that was Sawyer doing it. Collision in there. Referee says play on. It looked like Sawyer and McGovern came together. Now into the far side corner, they battle away at it. Good little spinorama play back by Sicilian, or excuse me, that was by Belanger trying to move it up the wall. They do move it up the wall, but it doesn't get out. All Lakehead University right now. They jam it back into the far side corner, looking to push it out there, and unable to do so was number 18, McCullough. Centering pass through, short side shot, and it just didn't get through. Rebound comes through the slot in the middle. It's going to be cleared away, and now pushed right back into the near side corner. Verheyen bats it around. Belanger has it behind the net. Doesn't want to ice it here because she knows her mates need a change.
It's even worse. She still can't change.
Yep, she fires it up and out of play, so her mates will be unable to change. And it's going to be, let's see, are we going to see a timeout here by Bishop?
Yep, that's a good call, Thomas. Bishop's going to take their timeout right now.
It's been a long shift, and the group that was out there really did a nice job controlling the pressure, so a timeout here. We're going to go ahead and step aside, take this timeout with them. It's 3-3 with 9:20 left on the board. A great game between Lakehead University and Bishop's University. Come on back and join us for the final 9:20.
The 2018 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by the Columbus Blue Jackets. For tickets and more, visit bluejackets.com. R-Bar, the official ACHA 2018 Nationals post-game hangout and best hockey bar in Columbus. And by the Greater Columbus Sports Commission. Columbus has no off-season.
And welcome back inside Chiller Easton here as after a long shift, the puck goes out of play, so the Bishops University Gators and their head coach Brent Bailey decide to take a timeout. Good strategic play so far there, Matt Coleman.
Absolutely, because we saw the third goal for Lakehead when they extended that lead to 3-1 in that second period. It was almost the same thing as we just saw there. The Lakehead Thunderwolves doing a good job of keeping the offensive pressure up, not allowing Bishops to gain that red line on the long change and get that change that they needed, and just a tired Gator team end up not being able to solve the Lakehead squad, and that's what we saw in that just on that last rush. You saw the patience from the defender. She didn't want to ice it, but she didn't want to put it out of play like that either to negate that no change. But a smart call to just kind of level the heads a little bit. Now they get that puck all the way down. Now they can change up that line.
That was actually deflected. That's why they say no icing, but now it's poked ahead, and this could be numbers here. They move it on up. There's a shot, and that actually got blocked. Is trying to put the shot towards the cage was Carlson. She got forced off. They work it on back to the point. Looking to walk the line, a shot. It was rink wide and now sent on back to the point. It was hand by Siciliano. She hands it on off and now sends it rink wide. There's a drive. That didn't get through. Is continuing to block shots now as Bishops University. Now we get a race for the puck, and a bouncing puck's going to be kept at center ice. Swung on over to the near side boards. An open wing's going to be found and pounced on, and now they move it back in. Winding and firing, and that shot missed wide off the stick of McCullough. First offensive four in a while for the Bishops University squad. Now they play it ahead. Could be a chip and chase. Could be an opportunity. They move in back, and shot scores! Number 6, Desmond! And Desmond has put the squad up by 1.
We'll talk about an individual effort. Jacqueline Desimone just kind of pokes it past the defender in the neutral zone, and it's off to the races. Using that speed, gets by that defender. Nice little move, beats Caputo, and just like that, Lakehead's ahead by 1 with 8:20 to go. What an offensive opportunity. What a fantastic play from Desimone.
And she got good height on a backhand shot, which is not at any level really all that easy to do, and now they might be coming up ice again. They're looking for more with their 1-goal lead. Tried a little toe drag, and that got canceled off, as unable to battle on through as, I think that was Amanda Pages. Bishops brings it on in, 1-on-3, that didn't work, and it got knocked right off the stick of McCullough, back to center ice. McCullough tries to hold the center ice line and cannot. Now she'll just swing it back in deep. Bishops want to finish a line change here now, as they will pour in after it. Far side corner, Spooner trying to keep it in. Two aside do battle, now a third player for Lakehead jumps in. You'd think they'd got to come out with it. Meanwhile, the Bishops University squad's going to finish a change. It's going to squirt out to center ice. Looking to wind up through that Blue Jackets logo. 1 good move and 2 good moves. They bring it in all along the near side. Tied up there and unable to carry it on further was Burke. Now it's chipped on further, but good job getting back to cover up there by the Gators. They are the number 2 seed in the East. Lakehead University, the number 1 seed in the West, and they have the 1-goal lead. And they're on it again, looking for more with 7:12 remaining on the clock. Good protection there as they roll it on back to the point. Quick give and go as they hand it off and now get it right back up top. There's a drive and a save, and it's loose, and they will blow the whistle. A good shot by Dodek. I heard it hit the pad, but I didn't see the whistle, so they went driving in after it, but still they say that the netminder Caputo was able to hold the post.
Yeah, just a good job by Caputo. Stops that first initial save, shuts the door. A great defensive play, and that's exactly what they needed out of a goaltender in a 1-goal contest.
Now we get the needed timeout. 7 to go, 4-3. The lead now for the Thunderwolves.
The 2018 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Aries Sportswear, the official merchandise sponsor of the ACHA. Howie's Hockey Tape, the official hockey tape of the ACHA. And by the Three-Legged Mare, located right in the heart of downtown Columbus.
And we are back inside Chiller Easton here. 4-3 is our score as The Lakehead University Thunderwolves get a late goal from Desimone to take the 1-goal lead. 7 minutes exactly on the clock. Also shots in favor of Lakehead University as they are out shooting the opposition 28-16.
And it's been impressive here in this third period for the Thunderwolves, but you can't let up. You can't, with that 1-goal lead, essentially park the bus and just make sure that you play to win. You play to not lose. You don't want to do that. You just want to keep this pressure forward. Don't allow Bishops to gain any momentum, because if they do, they'll come back and bite you.
I really like that line, Matt Coma. You don't want to park the bus. That might be something I use later going on as it's brought in through the middle. Carlson a shot. Stay with me in the rebound. And Carlson got that one, and that, as you said, was not parking the bus.
No, that's exactly what you needed.
Scoring chance, and then they come in and get the second chance on the rebound.
Yep, exactly what you want if you're Lakehead. That's exactly what. The best defense when you have a 1-goal lead in a tight contest with this much on the line. Keep it as far away from your net as you possibly can.
Bishops is going to win this draw, and they're going to clear it down the ice. Is this going to have enough for icing for the Gators? It will not. So with a little time and space, Carlson dropped it on back to the far side corner. That's where Nickel had it. Nickel wanted to clear it out and did not. We get another two-a-side battle, and this is poked free for a moment. Some sticks are tied up. They turn and will chip it out and down the ice, and circling back, it will have to be number 18, McCullough, and she will draw the icing call with 6:09 on the clock in a 4-3 game.
That's not what you want to do if you're Lakehead there. You don't want to ice the puck and bring it back. That is essentially parking the bus as it comes to a hockey term. You're just trying to clear the zone to keep it out. You want to keep that offensive pressure up, to not allow this Gator squad to get any offensive time.
In this postseason, if you're looking for who's going to be the hero possibly for Bishops to get the tying goal, Latuzel with 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. 3 goals for Lauren McCullough and 2 assists, and 2 and 2 for Jessica Belanger. Those are probably, Ariana Surratt also with 2 and 2 coming into this one. She's got the hat trick tonight. Their regular season leading scorer was Latuzel with 21 goals and 16 for Surratt. So just some names. Belanger had 22 as well. Just some names to be listening for here as we get to the final 5 minutes and 34 seconds. Puck comes rink wide. Looking to gain the line and get it in, and doing just that was number 11, Gauthier. It's going to be fired around to the far side corner. They throw on the brakes and look to come back the other way to Zodic. She'll lay it around the boards. It gets to the hash marks, top of the circle, but forced there was number 8, Voss. It's played back the other way now. A little bit more time and space, but applying the pressure now will be Bork. She didn't allow it out. Second opportunity, bounces out to center ice. They try to cue it on further, but it's going to be grabbed and moved in, and a rising shot did not miss that top far corner by much. That was let go by Briere. Chipped on down, and now a rush back the other way. 1-on-2. Shot on, blocked. Rebound, going to be controlled, and a good smart play as they get it to Trailer, and it's caught in the skates of the defenseman in front. The point shot was let go by Sawyer. Again to the offensive go the Thunderwolves. They are nursing a 1-goal lead, continuing to keep the offense going. They send it rink wide, a chance, and it's out the other side. Great opportunity there for a 2-goal lead. There's a shot on, and that's going to end up going wide. Patiently they look, they feather it up the boards, and it doesn't get out. Needing to clear it there was Olen, didn't get deep, but now a little time and space here. Rolled on up the near side boards. Falling down behind the play was a defenseman for the squad from the Gators squad, but back to get it in deep will be Di Tommaso. She'll play it up ahead, and on 2 passes later it connects. Trying to drag on through is McGovern. She could not. 4:06 on the clock. National semifinal game 1. Back in to get it again, Di Tommaso. Plays it around to the far side. Good flow reversal there to get it to the near side. And a stretch pass here. Just trying to come up with it and unable to do so as it was handled and played ahead by Nickel. Now they tie up right in front of the Bishops University bench. They push it up the line. Puck finally squirts free. It's going to find an open wing where it's going to be peeled off and grabbed by Latuzel. With time and space, carried right back in over the line by Flaherty. Now sharp angle shot, short side. That didn't get on goal, but looking for a cincher there was Desmoni. Puck flipped down the ice. They're going to try to stride into an open wing. Good little poke to keep that puck out of the zone with 3:22 to go. A couple of bodies collide, and I believe the puck ends up out of play. And again, because I like it so much, parking the bus, the exact opposite of what Lakehead University's done. They've probably carried play more in the last 2 minutes.
No, that's exactly what we've seen a couple of times by the Thunderwolves in this contest. They've done that probably 2 or 3 times where it's that dominating shift, not allowing Bishops to get past that red line to make that change as this puck goes up into the Lakehead bench. But it's the tenacity and the drive, the aggressive forecheck for Lakehead that's been the factor here late in this contest. They don't allow that puck back into their own end, which is going to go right now, but it's that relentless pressure, and that was the perfect time for them to have that. They kill as much time as they possibly can. There's only 3 minutes and change here in this third period. If they get one more shift like that, that might be enough to push them over the edge.
Now Belanger in, though, on an offensive zone faceoff, really important faceoff, and they try to reverse slow. That doesn't work. Good job there by the Bishops University squad to keep it in, read the play. It's going to get over to the near side corner. Jousting in there is Spooner looking to tie up a stick. She'll get help by way of Belanger. Held on in, and now they work it up the wall to the near side point and out. Good speed ahead. Nice little chip and chase opportunity there by Siciliano. She couldn't get through on a delayed offside. They got a touch up, but forced all the way back now is going to be Spooner. Spooner behind the cage. Actually checked that might be number 18, McCullough. They play it to the far side corner. Still pinned in deep with 2:39 to go on the clock. Now it's going to work its way over to the near side corner. National semifinal game 1. 4-3 lead being held by Lakehead University. They will make a change on the backside, but it's the Gators with it, tapping it off the near side boards out to center, but fired right back in by Wilcox, but it's going to hit somebody on the Bishops bench, and it'll be a whistle and a face-off coming up at center with 2:22 remaining. Face-off will come right in front of Lakehead University Thunderwolves bench. 6-woman pile-up as ends up going to be dug out and backhanded ahead. Good job there to make sure that there was no icing as they got it in deep. That was fanned on and missed. Look out here. Opportunity in deep by Sawyer. She's pinning it along the boards with 2:05 to go on the clock. Sawyer now looking for somewhere to center it. Again, instead, she just decides to pin it to the boards, where she's bumped off there by Gauthier. Still Sawyer's on it. Gauthier there to help, as well as Charette, who's got 3 tonight. And now it's dug out. Unable to break out on the first pass. They on the second. Now they move it right back into the Thunderwolves. They move in and a chance, and that was blockered away, as pushing it wide was the netminder Caputo.
Smart play from the Thunderwolves forwards here. If it's anywhere near a tie-up in the core, they're going immediately to the boards and trying to kill as much time as possible.
They skated to the line, not out. Held in, pushed further. And now we're going to get a whistle upcoming with 1:26 to go in a 4-3 hockey game.
Now, on the counter to what I just said too, Thomas, you can't purposely go to the boards on your own, or else you're going to close that hand on the puck. You're going to get a delay of game call. You can't purposefully go ahead and try to eat that clock. It's when you have that defender that's right next to you that you're going to try to tie that puck up for as long as you can. You expect a quick whistle from these officials on those tie-ups as well, but you got to be careful not to take that delay of game call.
Just to be clear, there was not a delay of game call on this one, so with 1:15 to go, they play with it at center.
Keep an eye on Caputo, too. We'll see if she makes and here she goes.
Yep, trying to gain the red line and get it deep as Briere. She is able to get it deep. Looking to clear it around as Dodek. The net is empty down to our right. Little chip back on by Armstrong to keep it in. Puck to the line, not out. There's a point shot on, and that guy hit a stick and comes over to the near side corner. Good job jumping into the play now by McCullough. It gets to the line, not out. Second opportunity, it's down. This is going to be a foot race. No icing as the race is going to be won, but now the net is still empty on that end. 43 seconds to go. Good job there by Bishops University to negate the empty net opportunity, and that puck's going to hit a player on the bench, and we will have a whistle and a face-off at center with 37.8 to go, and we're going to get a timeout coming from the bench to our left as Lakehead University wants to talk it over with 37.8 on the clock.
Yeah, it was an excellent job from Lakehead. We saw that yesterday against Boston College when the Eagles pulled their tender to try and do the same exact thing, win that contest. One of the forwards will ice that puck all the way down, but then another forward will chase that puck down, make sure to win that icing call, make sure that it doesn't come back the other way. And that, again, it tends to the aggressive forechecking that we've seen from Lakehead from beginning of the puck drop in period 1, that they have been that relentless, that upbeat forecheck that the Lakehead University squad has, able to beat out that icing call, kill more time. You don't have to have that whistle and have it come all the way back in your own end. You force the play as far away from your own cage as you possibly can. And with 37.8, you earn an offensive draw because they throw it into their own bench. So now you have to send the goalkeeper back in, and that's exactly what you need if you're Lakehead.
Meanwhile, on the other end for the Gators, they've been stuck at 16 shots seemingly the majority of this period.
Yeah, everything is that they had in that second period has not come here in this first or here in the third. The only chance I can really see is if they get a counterattack here late.
A shot on there and struggled with it. Slightly did Caputo. Save
There
with
they
me.
go.
Now we get a foot race. Cleared to the line. It's out, so they have to touch up to get back on side. They look for the puck as it's played on the blue line. Tapped up further and now fired in on a nice smart play there by Charette. We've got 16 seconds to go. They're in control is Lakehead. They want to tie it up to the boards. They do battle down low. There's 5 players and a 6th showing. They're all in a rugby scrum. 6 seconds to go in the period. And they will blow the whistle with 4.5 to go on the clock. 32-16 are the shots, 4-3 the score, and one last offensive zone face-off coming up here for the Gators.
Good job by the officials, not allowing that puck to just sit there. They blow the whistle quick, make sure that doesn't stay in that pile, and we get one last chance here.
Right, champions, one last year. Off the draw, final draw. It's on the face-off top. They try to knock it to the boards. 3 seconds and 2 and 1, and that's going to do it. The defending champions are still defending. They will hold on to national semifinals game 1 by a score of 4-3. Final shots on goal, 32-16. But that is of less importance as Lakehead University will play on tomorrow for the national title.
Yeah, just a great effort. And you got to talk to Desmoni for sure. It's her individual effort that won this game for Lakehead. That aggressive forecheck that was from start to finish, just a great, fantastic contest for Lakehead. They get the 4th goal on an aggressive poke and just a great backhand shot by Desmond. That ends up being the game winner. Credit Lakehead, they did a fantastic job. Credit this Bishop's University squad as well. They came out and fought hard against this defending champ, the #1 overall seed in this tournament. Took them all the way to the wire and almost had the upset to punch their ticket to the championship. Nothing to hang their heads on. And it'll hurt a little bit for the next couple of hours or so, but a fantastic season for the Gators, and nothing they should hold their heads down about. They should hold their heads high. A fantastic season, and just came one game short for the Gators.
Yeah, since they did. Thanks for the recap there, Matt Coma. I'm Thomas Biondo. We're going to sign off on this one. First, though, Lakehead University, they will play the winner of our next game. That is North Dakota State versus Minot State. Be sure you come join us. We're probably about a half an hour away from puck drop on this one. But one final time in this game. Lakehead University 4, Bishop's University 3. Half of our national championship game has been decided. Come on back and see who wins the other half.